welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for tuning into the second video. If you haven't found out who we are already, make sure you head to our first video because we introduce ourselves, we talk about how we met, what we've done at university and kind of what we're doing now.
Yes, but if you've forgotten, I'm Becca.
And I'm Soph, and together, Becca and Soph.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it. So in today's video, we wanted to talk to you a bit about CVs. Very exciting.
Very important.
But not just any CVs, this is like student and graduate edition. So for those of you who don't really have that much experience or are applying to like your first proper jobs, or to be honest, to everyone, like these tips always apply.
I think it will apply to everybody. It's really if you don't know how to start, or if you've got an established CV but want to spice it up a little bit, you know, add some flavour.
Absolutely.
So if we start with our general top tips and a bit of a chit chat, the first thing that we would say is just do your CV now. Start it. Start writing. Even if the only thing you've done is some swimming lessons, some babysitting, some dog walking, anything. Get skills from everything that you do. So really don't leave it too late. You don't want to be rushing to pull together a CV at last minute before applying for a job. So just start now. I think it's so important.
And also as soon as you finish like something, or like you think you've got enough experience to write it down, add it to your CV so you don't forget.
Becca has this really good technique which she told me about recently, where she writes everything she's ever done, has it in a way that's ready to go on your CV. It's kind of what you call a base CV, and then you can adapt it, amend it, edit it, kind of draw things out, or perhaps put even more stuff in. As we said, things are all dependent on the job you're applying for, but I think it's a great idea to have a base CV and just have a log, really. It is a log of everything that you've done.
And just copy and paste and then just adapt a few words, which will talk to you why you adapt them in a bit. But yeah, I think it's a really good idea, like a base or master CV, just like a really long document basically, all formatted and ready to go. So yeah, highly recommend.
Amazing.
And now we're going to talk to you a bit about the structure of a CV. So on the screen we will put our structure, and it's actually going to be on our Instagram page as well, at Becca and Soph. All one word, make sure you follow. But yes, it will be on there as well, so you can see everything that we're going to talk about. But the first section is literally, it's very simple, just your name, your email address, your phone number,
sometimes your actual address.
Depends, doesn't it, on what you're applying for.
It does, but they all tend to be at the top, don't they? So
and make sure they're sensible as well. Like if it's your email address, you know, don't have like the one that you made when you were 10. You know, you have to have like a very professional one. Just your name would do, to be honest.
And they tend to say Gmail, Ymail, BT Internet. They're all the usual kind of providers to go
Hotmail, everything that's like normal, not like some kind of random one.
Crazy. Make sure your contact details are up to date. So if you change your mobile number or move addresses, just update them as you would if you've like experienced a new work or internship experience.
But on that note, I would not add things like your age or I mean, unless you want to, like your gender and things like that. I think
that's very traditional. A lot of people used to have to put their gender, but no, you're very right.
I probably wouldn't, to be honest, just because I don't even think it should be something people consider.
No, it's not relevant.
And on the same note as well, I probably wouldn't put a photo. I mean, it completely depends on what job you're applying for.
I've heard some like acting schools and stuff will want a headshot. That's absolutely fair enough. But for most professional roles or even hospitality, you don't tend to put a photo. You don't need to show what you look like to get the job. As long as you have the skills, like that's all it should be based off.
Moving on, from the bits below that, you're going to have subheadings, right, for each of those bits, and make them really, I mean, we'll talk about formatting later, but just make sure, you know, they're bold and that they're really easy to read for these subheadings. So the first of which is going to be your like education.
I was hoping you'd say that because that's definitely what I would say too. So we tend to say things should go in chronological order, but kind of opposite, is it? So the most recent thing goes at the top. So for us it would be our university degrees, and you just plainly write the university that you went to, the degree that you did,
the date. That is very important.
So important. And so we would write, well, interestingly, would you just write 2017 to 2020? Or would you put months?
But I'd put the short month. So like we started in, October? So I'd put Oct.
Nice.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It depends on like how much space you've got, I guess.
But definitely write the dates. They're so important.
For sure. I think the months help as well, especially like at our age, you know, we probably haven't even worked like the full year in quite a lot of our roles. So yeah, we definitely advise that.
So yeah, we'd start with university in terms of our education. Then
wait, what would you put under? So you've got your heading, education and qualifications. Oh. And then you've got your university name, the date.
Some of my subjects, okay. I would. So I would say includes commercial law, corporate law, blah blah blah.
Wait,
blah.
but how would you pick? What subject?
My best ones.
Your best ones.
I would. All the ones most relevant to the role I'm applying to. So for example, at the moment I am an employment legal assistant, so of course I put my employment grade on there.
Yes, absolutely.
Which happened to be quite good.
Yeah. So I mean, some people put their grades next to every single module they do, but I think the only one that's really, really important is if you have graduated university already, you need to put like your actual grade, what you got. So in our case, both first. We both first. But whatever your actual grade is, if you're still in university, then put like your predicted grade, so like predicted first, predicted 2-1, predicted 2-2, that kind of thing.
And also what you got in second and first year, that could be a really good indication of what you're
going to get. Yeah, definitely. After that, so in our case, college or sixth form.
Yes.
So same thing, you put the name of it, you put like the years you went to. If you went to multiple, you can just do like another one under it, so obviously the most recent at the top and then the other one under it.
And again, just write your subjects, write the grades you got for each one, and probably leave the extracurricular things to later on in the CV.
Yes, but on that note though, I would say, you know, if you're writing your modules or your subjects out, I would do them all in one line and then put brackets and then commas.
I do that.
So brackets for the grades. So for example, in my case, I'd put like maths A-level, so A-levels hyphen mathematics brackets A, and then all the list of my others as well. And also like any other qualifications, like we did an FSMQ.
Oh, we did. Yeah, freestanding maths qualification.
Yeah,
so that has to be up there because it's academic, isn't it? It's one of your qualifications.
Definitely. So make sure you put things like that in your relevant ones. But things like we did a public speaking qualification, probably wouldn't put that.
No, that comes later on.
Definitely, yeah. So yeah, college, and then same thing for school. I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory now.
Same. I personally wouldn't write out all of your GCSEs.
No.
I would say however many A stars, A's, B's, etc. So the next subheading would be work experience and positions of responsibility.
What would you write in that?
Oh, let me have a think. So we were lucky in that we managed to gain a number of different work experience placements. So some of these were during term time, but also winter vac schemes, summer vac schemes, for example. Just anything where you've kind of gone into a workplace or had a few weeks shadowing someone. That's all relevant. And then in terms of positions of responsibility, anything you can show leadership experience or just where it's quite self-explanatory, where you've been given the responsibility to perform a job.
To start with, I included things like young enterprise in that, and then like as time went on and I got more work experience, that moved down to a section below. I was going to give it away there. Can't give it. I mean, you've seen it on the screen anyway, but yeah, that then moved down. So I guess it's very interchangeable, like these sections. They're
and
not
that's
like
why
set.
CVs should be updated all the time, because you can develop it based on what you've done and get rid of things and add things, stuff like that. So yeah, that's a really good point to make.
So within this section of like work experience and stuff, you need to talk about like your achievements within the roles that you've been in.
Yeah, show off, tell them what you've done, and just make it clear. Probably with your achievements in terms of numbers.
Yeah, if you can. So for example, if you were like a shop assistant, or if you like came in as like a marketing intern or something, you know, can you say I've increased sales by X amount? On that point as well, you need to try and fill the lines. So your CV, I mean, again, we'll talk about it in the formatting, but it shouldn't be sparse. So you need to have like a whole sentence that fills the line, and probably start with like a doing, or like an adjective. Like
I always make sure my words have ED. It's like delivered. Performed.
Yeah, definitely. Because you don't want to say like, when I did this, and that's just,
no,
it's
just not story time.
Yeah,
straight to it.
Definitely.
What did you do?
And I think that makes you look a lot more professional, and like, you know, you've really researched how you should write a CV as well, for sure. So yeah, that's I guess that's it for that section. Same thing as before, where you've got to have like the dates.
Have your dates, chronological order,
Yes.
but most recent first.
So next section is extracurricular.
It is. It's our favourite thing.
Yes.
We love doing extracurricular activities.
Absolutely.
We always say when we were younger, we used to say yes to everything that we were offered.
Yes.
If someone said, "Oh, like, why don't you try doing this?" we would just say yes.
Okay, fine. Like, we'll do it because we do it together, and then it's like you're spending time with your friends.
Yeah.
Also, adding stuff to your CV.
I know. It's like so many
learning
things.
all those life skills, you know.
Yeah. So an example of something that we did as an extracurricular activity was something called Young Enterprise.
Yes.
We did this in our first year of sixth form, so year 12. And what is Young Enterprise, Becca?
So basically, I mean, I think it's all over the UK.
It is.
But you've got like different groups of you, usually from like a school or a college. They do like different age group ones, but yeah, we did it in year 12, which I think is like the main one. You basically get together and you like make a company.
A proper company.
I mean, you obviously don't like, so you have like shareholders, or you like put money in, all put in the same amount as well, by the way.
Yeah, we probably put in a tenner or something.
Yeah, I definitely put the
the
same amount in, avoid conflict later on. But yeah, you all put money in. You aren't like a proper limited company, but you are in terms of Young Enterprise. And then you make like a product or a service. I think lots of people did really cool ones, but ours was like little Scrabble key rings and stuff. I can remember us in DT.
Yeah.
Like with the drills.
Physically
like
drilled these things after school.
We tried
but
hard.
It was nice because we saw the whole company from beginning to end. So we made the products.
Yeah.
We sold them as well. We went to marketplaces and sold them to family and friends.
And you're all like different roles. So like there's a managing director, there's a finance
director. You were the managing director.
I was, but I had to take over someone because they left. But yeah. And then
I don't know what I was.
I think you were vice.
Oh, nice.
I think because we wanted to work together, literally,
yeah.
We're always like that, I guess.
We were. But again, it's just something fun, something different, develop loads of new skills for us.
And it's so good for interviews. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Anytime they're like, name a time where you've worked in a team, name a time where you had to come across, like, overcome conflict, or where
that's a great one.
Yeah, it's a really good one to add in. Or our favourite was teamwork, because we actually won
the
Teamwork Award. I mean, it's because we had like someone come in and do like a team building session.
Yes, that is why. I remember that was really fun.
No, it was really good fun. But like things like that, you know, you can talk about in your job, and it is similar to if you are actually working.
It is. It's just on a smaller scale. So that was a great exposure.
And you make a bit of money as well, which is always fun.
Yeah, probably got about £5 back.
Yeah, I mean, but it's fun at the time. Some teams definitely earned a lot though. Like my uni friends, one of them won the Nottinghamshire one, and their company earned a lot. They did good.
Yeah, it lets you come up with some creative ideas, doesn't it? And gives you a good platform for it.
Yeah,
absolutely. So that was year 12, and then in year 13 we applied to be presidents of the Students' Union.
We did, yeah.
And luckily we both got the role, so we were co-presidents.
I know, imagine if one of us got it and the other didn't.
Tension.
Oh, conflict. I'm joking, by the way. Like, we'd be fine. Obviously, we support each other. No, but luckily we were co-presidents.
We were.
So that was really good fun. Another amazing thing to write on our CVs, you know. So starting with those like doing words again. So what do you put for?
I think we implemented certain initiatives. We had to
organise like certain events and stuff. Like we did like an institute set.
We did. We hosted a volleyball tournament to kind of get both year groups to socialise.
People, you had to vote, you know, with like the little coins that you put in at supermarkets. We made them vote. Like they probably hated us. Like walking into school, we're like, please vote.
That was one of our first initiatives, though.
Yeah, that was.
But again, for your CV, we ran a team. Yeah. We balanced that alongside our studies. We had to communicate with people higher up than us, so we were constantly talking to the head of governors, the senior leadership team within college. And
loads of staff members, like the PE department and stuff when we organised institutes.
I always write that we were a voice for our year group.
Yeah, I think that was true. What we were. Or the student union generally were as well.
Yes.
So, and we were like running that basically.
We were. So that was very exciting. And then what else have we done that's extracurricular?
I usually say volunteering in here. And the reason for that is because I don't really have anything else that I put in that section. Just want to like bulk it out a little bit. I mean, you could put volunteering in the next section as well, which I think
volunteering can probably be flexible.
And that moves us on nicely to our last section, which is your like achievements, your skills, your hobbies, interests. Yeah, absolutely. So what kind of thing would we put in this section?
So this is a time to go crazy,
Yes.
show all of your passions.
Yes.
So I think on mine,
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, it would say dance, photography.
Oh, so Sophie did a photography course, if you don't know already. And we literally have to bring it up every time someone mentions photography. If anyone needs a photographer, she actually took a course, so...
But now I would say Uganda. So
Yes.
I volunteered in Uganda, but that's slightly different to the volunteering to do with your profession. So that's why it will go in hobbies and interests.
I mean, again, depends what you want to bulk
Yeah,
out. Like, you
it
can put
really
it in whatever.
depends.
But yeah, I'd probably do the same. Yeah.
What else would you put in there?
Any, like, sports? I mean, I'm not the sportiest person, so I definitely don't
But
put
if
any
you
sports.
were in a
If you
football
were,
team, rugby
yeah,
team,
definitely.
captain, or
that would be an
vice-captain,
amazing thing to put.
Absolutely.
Captain. Imagine, like, captain of the netball team.
We can't write that.
No, absolutely not. Any kind of music as well. Any qualification, like music qualifications. So like grade 7 in whatever.
Oh, this is where we
Piano.
put our Lambda qualification,
It
perhaps.
is,
So
yeah.
we did a public speaking
Yes.
grade 6 Lambda exam. What's Lambda? London Academy of Music.
Yeah,
Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
Wait, is that
both...
Lambda?
What's the A?
Oh, I don't know.
Association? I don't know.
Oh, I'm really sorry, guys.
We'll write it above, perhaps. So we both got a distinction in that. Yeah. And again, it's something that we did just say yes to.
Yes.
We wanted to have some fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, we probably
you got to
secretly...
debate, didn't you?
Yeah, we got to
So
debate
much fun.
really
Got a bit
controversial
heated,
topics.
Bit heated.
And
was
then do presentations on things
Yes.
that we were passionate about.
Oh.
And I was thinking about this morning. So
Yeah.
mine was about CCTV regulations and yours was about Bitcoin. So you can kind of
Fuming.
see how that
Fuming.
goes into our professions.
Yeah, absolutely
you
can.
not?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
that's
we just
very
did
cool.
it. Things we were interested in at the time, I think.
Yeah,
And I'm absolutely fuming with the Bitcoin.
I know.
If you don't know, Bitcoin and like any kind of crypto is just skyrocketing.
It's all doing really well.
Really,
And
really
she was
well.
talking about it in year 13. Didn't think to invest.
Should have invested.
Anyway, that's another story. So
Moving swiftly on.
some people
Yes.
put their driver's license.
Yeah, I think that's good to have at the bottom. Sorry, what was that?
I can't put that in yet.
Yet. It's coming.
Yet.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
It's just a good section to have something to talk about, and that's one of the things I'd definitely say. Get something on there
Yes.
that you can talk about. So what's your
Mine's probably
discussion
Uganda.
point? Yeah.
Because I did live there for a month and worked there for a month. So probably that, but also more recently I created some, I would say, like social justice Instagram accounts.
Yeah.
So they were definitely things that my most recent employers picked up on and wanted to know more about.
Yeah.
So really put something on there that you're passionate about, you genuinely like to do,
And that you can
in your
discuss.
spare time.
Yeah.
Even people, if they're good at games, like if they're a gamer,
Yeah.
they'll put some stat on.
Achievements and
It's
stuff.
an achievement in itself, so just something
Absolutely.
that you're really passionate about and willing to talk to your employer about. So our next section is all about tone and formatting of your
Wow.
CV. So we've kind of broken down our top tips because these are really important things to get right.
Yeah.
So our first top tip is get an employer's job description, underline or highlight the keywords.
Absolutely.
Because these are things that they're looking for from you.
Yes.
So potentially they're looking for a leader, a team player,
Yeah.
someone who's organised. So really take these keywords and you can just put them into your CV.
Definitely. And what part of the CV would you add them? Like, how would you add them in?
So for example, if they're looking for a team leader, I would literally say led a team of 10 through this project and we achieved XYZ, for example.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just really make it clear and they will love that they can see what they're asking for in your CV.
Yeah, so that really applies to like internships and grad jobs and things like that. Like they always do a description of what they're looking for, and if you can't find it, go on their company's website.
Yes, it will clearly
always
say
there.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But they will love that you've taken the time to adapt
Yes.
your CV.
And it
to
doesn't
be
even
based
take
on
that
theirs.
long as
It
well, does
doesn't.
it?
It's a few keywords here and there just to change.
Definitely. And same kind of thing, not that we're talking about it right now, but for cover letters. So the next thing we want to talk about is about like formatting. So formatting in terms of like what the page looks like, how many pages, is it black and white, is it in colour? So that again, this completely depends, as always, on the industry and also on the job you're applying for. So for example, with like a marketing job or anything to do that's like artsy, definitely put colour, put your own spin on it. You know, we've all seen the like Spotify or Netflix CVs.
Yeah, they're really tailored, aren't they?
Really
They're fab.
cool, yeah. But obviously, you probably wouldn't do that if you're applying to be an accountant.
No, keep it black and white.
Absolutely, yeah. So for most industries, I'd say keep it black and white. And then the main thing is in terms of like margin width and stuff, always make it bigger. Don't make it so it's like completely black with text on the screen. You know, obviously you need a bit of white, but you don't want to make it look really sparse as well.
No, absolutely. I think the top tip I was told is don't make it a headache, like make it as easy as possible for them.
Yeah.
So definitely. In terms of what it appears like, what would the font and colour that you choose be?
Okay, I would always just very standard go for Arial, because I mean, yeah, or Calibri, I guess you could go for as well.
Calibri body.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, I just stick with Arial, to be honest. Everyone's seen it before. You know, it's not Times New Roman where it's like all a bit crazy.
That's quite traditional.
And none of the like beautiful fonts, because you need to be able to see it very easily. So yeah, I would just go for Arial. And then go for like size 10, 11, 9. It really depends on...
Keep it small though, not too big, because you do have a lot to say.
Yes,
you don't want to make it overcrowded, as we've said, but you still want to fit in all of your key qualities and show off who you are. Another tip within the whole format piece of advice is to do with how many pages.
Yes.
So for law, we're actually encouraged to do 2 pages. I don't know if it's the experience that they expect us to have or what, but we are told to do the 2 pages.
Yeah.
And in terms of when you do a page, you have to fill the page.
Absolutely.
You can't stop halfway or even 3/4 of the way. It needs to be completely full.
Like we said before, don't want it to look sparse. And I think even being like half full looks sparse.
It does. So what about accounting? Is that 1 page or 2?
1 page. Yeah. I mean, I think consulting, law, like marketing potentially, maybe make that 2 pages. I definitely wouldn't do any more than 2 pages, like under any circumstance.
And it becomes a story.
Exactly, like they don't need your life story. You know, they just want to read it quickly, your CV. So yeah, I always do 1 page for mine. Same with hospitality as well. I do 1 page.
Oh, for hospitality, definitely 1 page.
So to close off, we just wanted to talk to you about our top tips. So these are like the key takeaways from everything that we've spoken about in the video. So the first one of which is
structure. As we've spoken about, it's really important to have a great structure. So go back on the video if you need to remind yourself of our top tips.
Yeah.
But it's really important to get the structure right.
And on that, follow us on Instagram, like we said before, at Becca and Soph. It'll all be on there.
Our second top tip is to tailor your CV. As we've said before, your CV will be different for every single employer that you apply to. You probably shouldn't input the same CV twice to different employers. They should all be different. Get those keywords like we've spoken about and just make sure you've adapted it really clearly for that employer, because that will make you more employable.
Yes.
So the third one is to do with formatting. As we've discussed, for law it can be 2 pages and probably for other industries too, marketing, etc. And then for accounting and other industries, they'll want 1 page, keep it short and sweet.
I guess on that, speak to your careers advisor, because they'll know. We maybe are a bit out of touch with it.
I don't think I had any idea that law was 2.
No.
Like, why is that?
So definitely speak to them, for sure. And then also the 4th point we wanted to talk about was about like your tone, spell check, all of that.
Important
like really
stuff.
Make sure, you know, you've got the right terms. Start with those like ED words, implemented, organised, created, that kind of thing. Make sure you start with those, and also spell check. Like we said, there's loads of different ways that you can get your CV checked, so definitely utilise those. And finally is the talking point. You have to have something on there that's interesting, you know, a sport, a language, some like volunteering you did in Uganda. It can literally be anything, but make sure you've got like something unique and that would stand out on your CV.
Very important.
For sure. So yeah, thank you for watching our video.
That's all. I hope it's not too long.
I know.
I hope it's been helpful.
Yes, definitely. And we've got 3 more videos coming up this week.
We do, it's a big week.
Very big week. It's our first week, so we've got to make it good. So yeah, we've got 3 videos coming up this week. We've got both of our university videos and then 1 on Sunday together as well. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment.
Follow our Instagram.
Ask us the questions in the comments. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye!